I noticed John Y added a signature to his note. How is he able to do that? Well, I did sort of show you on the eForm that you can add a signature field using the eForm generator. And that's, I would say that's probably first or second gen. If you want to get fancier, let me just pull up my screen again here. I'm actually just working on a couple of forms right now, but let's see if this is the right. Yeah, this is the right one here. So here we go. This is the signing area for this form, and I can use actually I'm going to switch to the one that's inside Oscar because it's got my stamp inside Oscar. So here we go. So that's my stamp. That's my stamp signature. That's not a wet signature. That's going to look the same every single time. So that's checked off for the stamp. If I want it to be different every time, then I can go wet and I can sign it and send it off, and that will save and come up the next time around. And if I didn't like my wet signature, I can clear it and I can start over again. If I think that they should be just happy, if I acknowledged that it needed to be signed and I put electronic signature in there, I can click electronic. That gets saved. It'll come up again. If the patient loses the form, you can print it out for them again. That is a little bit of extra coding. You are welcome to steal it from John or I. There's a few components to it in different parts of the eForm, but we're happy to help you through that. But if you just want the first gen, second gen signature, go back to the eForm generator, and anybody that uses the eForm generator can put a wet signature in any of their forms.
John, before you go on to the next question, we've just had a number of follow-up questions to this point, which is, can we also talk about how to load a signature stamp into the EMR?
Yeah, sure. Do you want to handle? Do you want me to do that, John? How do you want to?
So I discovered this recently. I think basic Oscar, whether it's Juno, Well, OpenOSP, if you were to create a prescription, for example, there's a huge signature window to the bottom right that allows you to basically draw in a signature. If I maybe will show you here, I'll just grab the screen for a second. Sorry, I have this on Pathway. So if you were just backtracking, there's your EMR forms and there are the Oscar forms. And if curated properly, they should be geographically specific for Interior Health or VHA or Northern, or in this case, Fraser Health. But back to Johnny Rotund. Where is it? Oh, prescription. What Well did in one of their updates is they gave us the opportunity to basically add a signature stamp. So mine is set at signature stamp right now. So my stamp is here. But if you didn't have that enabled, you would have down here an area where you can scribble in a signature and save it. In some iterations, the signature is saved. In other iterations, when you reprint this, the signature is blank and you have to re-sign it. From a virtual care standpoint, I personally like the signature to be saved, but you know, there's pros and cons about that. But in our Well system, we have under preferences, the ability to set up a signature stamp, and that appears in prescriptions or in the consult letter. Not as important in consult letter because, you know, I don't think they care that I sign a consult letter. They just hope to get all the necessary information from that letter. But what it allows me to do is upload into my image library a picture of my signature, preferably with these dimensions. And actually, it turns out these dimensions are way too big. It creates a signature that's almost a half a page large, half a page, half your 8.5 by 11 for your consult letter. So that was a bit embarrassing. I shrunk it down to about a third of that. So about, I don't know, 120 by 50. Once it's saved, it goes into your image library and it gives it a specific name. So back to eForms and this very, very dangerous but critical area called image library, and it's under consults. It's labeled, sorry, with the title consult _ signature _ this number is your provider number in your account. So my number is 100. So if I open this, you'll see that signature here. Okay, and again, you know, you take a picture of your signature, convert it to a PNG, get it to the size that you like. If you don't like it when it prints out, you basically resize it, you know, rescale it. So these are the other providers in our office and their signatures. So if you save a signature with this format, consult _ sig _ your provider number.png, some of the newer forms have that signature stamp function built in. It's not part of the eForm generator. It's too new for that. But in OCIS or World OSCAR, those notes will have, those eForms with signature stamps will pull up that signature, even if you don't have a well system. It works in Juno. How do I know that? I have a Juno clinic in 100 Mile House that just did that the other day.
So yeah, so what John is saying, if the only extra step, if you're not on well or a system that does that, is the creating the image yourself and storing it in your image folder. So if, as John says, you managed to capture your signature, took a picture of it with your phone, something like that, you used some sort of software to save it as a PNG file, and then you go into your image folder and you save it, as John said, with the nomenclature with the consult _ and do it the same way, and make sure you know what your provider number is. Then once you've done that once, it'll come up on all the newer forms that have that stamp function for the signature.
So I've just shown you 3 areas. These are available on OSCAR Canada and World OSCAR, hopefully. Here's the special authority form with a stamp. This is a referral for physio or whoever with a stamp. And this one was the doctor's note. And why? Well, the reason why was we're doing so much virtual care. To send a note with a signature to a patient by email, you need some way of either trying to create a work of art, which drove me crazy, or doing it the easier way of using a stamp. So 99% of the time, I use a stamp.